Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Robert J. Infusino, and I am a former student of the for-profit Illinois Institute of Art in Schaumburg, Illinois. Thank you for inviting me here today. This is my first visit to Washington, D.C., and this should be an exciting and fun day, but the truth is, I'm here because my life has been turned completely upside down by a college that cared more about profit than students. The Illinois Institute of Art started recruiting me when I was still in high school. I had no real understanding of how college worked then or of the differences between for-profit and non-for-profit colleges. In my senior year, I applied and was accepted immediately. I was so excited. When I toured the school, I explained that my dream was to do sound design for video games. They told me that they had an audio class specifically for video games, and they would get me a job, an internship, and ultimately a job. But there was no such class. My internship was in an insurance sales office, and it was a total waste of my time. And the promised connections to the industry did not exist. In 2017, my school was sold to a nonprofit called the Dream Center. The Dream Center told us that its nonprofit status would lower tuition and improve everything. But the Dream Center only made things worse. Within a few months, faculty started leaving and were replaced with new instructors who did not know the course material. I never understood why a small, nonprofit charity took over the school, but I decided to make the best of it and focus on my studies. Then last year, a few days before returning to what should have been my last summer break, I checked my email and my heart sank. I found messages saying that the school was not accredited and it was closing at the end of the year. Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, this was one of the worst days of my life. I felt like the world was crashing down around me, and everything that I had done at the school was just going away. When I returned to campus, it was chaos, and I did everything I could to find answers, but got nowhere. During one meeting, I learned that the school knew about its lost accreditation 6 months before they bothered to tell students. They knew, but did not tell us. They just kept taking our money for worthless credits. At this point, I could not trust the Dream Center, and the Department of Education was only sending me to a website. My classmates and I had to figure out everything by ourselves. Eventually, I came to realize I only had two bad options. First, I could apply for a closed school discharge, but it would not get back the thousands of dollars my dad had already paid out of pocket for tuition. And I would have to give up my dream of becoming an audio engineer. My other option was to transfer. After extensive research and stress, my only realistic options were other for-profit colleges. I did not want to make the same mistake twice, but what else was I supposed to do? I should have been graduating next month. Instead, I'm spending an extra year in school, which means I am delaying the start of my career and taking on thousands more in student loans. On top of all this, the Dream Center signed an agreement with me promising $5,000 in tuition assistance after I transferred to a new school. But 2 months ago, the Dream Center emailed me to say I would not get the money. Along with several of my classmates, I sued the Art Institute and Dream Center for its lies about accreditation. Back in March, my attorneys at the National Student Legal Defense Network wrote a letter to the department asking that my loans and those of my fellow students be discharged. And I have a copy of this letter with me today. The department has not even responded to my lawyers, and I don't understand why. I never would have thought to question the intentions of a college, and I believed the department was here to serve students like me, but I don't have much trust in higher education anymore. It feels like I'm being punished to follow my dreams. I hope that by testifying today that the Department of Education will do what is right for students, and I hope that by sharing my experience, I can help prevent this from happening to people like me. Thank you.